Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, August 19th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 674 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Harris approval sinks further, but most say she'll replace Biden. Savage, fans seem to think A-Rod is posing with the Porsche he gave his ex-JLo. Miami cop suspended over hand gesture. He'd also been dinged for a Trump campaign mask. Florida woman on leave after calling kids half-breeds in racist rant. SC GOP leader dies after battling COVID for more than a month. 2 family members caught in rip current die off North Carolina coast, officials say. Ma'Khia Bryant autopsy reveals how many times Ohio police fatally shot teen. Exclusive, report confirms 2020 abuses and RNC deploys year-round election integrity unit. The Biden administration delayed giving visas to Afghans because it was worried about the optics of resettling refugees, says GOP lawmaker trying to get them out. Grace drops to tropical storm over Yucatan Peninsula, en route to turn into a Cat 1 soon. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Will Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine recipients need booster too? Fox News. First on CNN, more than 50 senators urge Biden to quickly evacuate Afghan allies, CNN. Police probing report of explosive in truck near Capitol, Associated Press. Fedora guy Jerry messing on ventilator with COVID-19, TMZ. Manny Pacquiao says if he continues career, he wants to fight Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr., ESPN. Deputies knocked a woman unconscious and then lied about it, a federal lawsuit says, NPR. Macy's doesn't sound too worried about the Delta variant, Yahoo Finance. Facebook launches VR remote work app, calling it a step to the metaverse, Reuters. Raiders pleased to see Hunter Renfrow receive attention after beating Jalen Ramsey in joint practice, NFL.com. Why Brett Butler is broke, Grace under fire star on struggles and survival, Hollywood Reporter. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Police investigating potential explosive device near Capitol. Biden, Taliban going through existential crisis, hasn't changed. Hong Kong grants quarantine exemption to Nicole Kidman. I'm a former fundamentalist and we're approaching anti-vaxxers all wrong. U.S. jobless claims hit a pandemic low as hiring strengthens. Afghanistan war unpopular amid chaotic pullout, poll. Kushner pal hit with state charges months after Trump pardon. Help my kid is a vegetarian. 8th graders lead effort to clear the name of wrongly convicted Salem witch. This Tesla with an open Falcon wing door is 3 seconds away from disaster. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Parents of missing baby arrested. Jail releases prisoners as COVID-19 cases surge. Deputies, gunman fired 50 shots at woman. Dog rescued after chewing off its own leg. Man charged in connection with fatal shooting. Woman pleads for help after burglar steals urn. Special ed teacher killed in Dan Ryan shooting. Donors scramble to replace stolen back-to-school kits. Stabbing victims found dead in storage unit. Health officer resigns via email while in France. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Police investigate suspicious vehicle on Capitol Hill. Protests spread to Kabul as Taliban struggle to govern. WHO official blasts plans for booster shots. What's next for New York, a Times virtual event? How our classrooms became battlegrounds. Business updates, Toyota to cut production over chip shortage. Extreme weather updates, California wildfires prompt surge of evacuations. Who has the cure for America's declining birth rate? Canada. The truth about long COVID is complicated, better treatment isn't. Seeking global recognition, Taliban take a new approach, making nice. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Senator Ernst, Joe Biden is a disgrace, has not fully thanked U.S. troops in Afghanistan. Historic Arizona flooding damages homes, leaves trail of debris. NYC diner owner files lawsuit, refuses to comply with de Blasio's vaccine passports, they're breaking me. Patriots Mac Jones will be the rookie to watch, former NFL coach says. Northeast being hit with remnants of Tropical Storm Fred. Alex Rodriguez poses with a Porsche he once gifted ex-Jennifer Lopez. Will the Republican House majority impeach Biden in 2023? Woman held hostage by Taliban in 2001 warns of dire situation in Afghanistan. MSNBC's Joy Reid spends week defending Biden on Afghanistan debacle, bashing Republicans. U.S. Capitol Police, FBI and ATF investigating suspicious vehicle near Library of Congress. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, August 19th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. The Northern Trust preview, going to be a lot of fun because so many of the top players are on form. 10 fun Amazon buys under $20 to brighten your day. 10 great last-minute back-to-school deals on Amazon you can get right now. Meet thermometers, torches and other great grill accessories on Amazon under $50. Wireless earbuds for any budget, Apple AirPods Pro, Bose Quiet Comfort, Echo Buds and more. Dr. Phil makes house call with a father-daughter who haven't spoken in 5 years while living under the same roof. Professional bull riders returns to CBS with the Music City Knockout 15/15 bucking battle this weekend. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. COVID England, cases fell last week in adults in their 20s and 30s as well as among 10-19-year-olds. Afghan football player, 19, who died trying to cling to landing gear of U.S. evacuation flight. Antisocial behavior claims after travelers arrive at Christian festival near famous Cheddar Gorge. Joe's hazy memory, Biden does not recall if he was warned to keep 2,500 troops in Afghanistan. Australia sends troops to guard state borders as cases spiral around lockdown Sydney. Emma Corrin performs song from Phantom of the Opera as Princess Diana in The Crown deleted scene. Woman who says R. Kelly abused her as a virgin, 16, returns to testify on day 2 of his trial. Frosty reception from unions as government suggests teachers should hold classes outside. Taliban is intensifying hunt for Afghans who worked for US and UK, UN warns. Shocking moment ex-soldier, 27, slashes pubgoer's face with a wine glass in unprovoked attack. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. How Chinese pressure on coronavirus origins probe shocked the WHO, and led its director to push back. WHO Africa, COVID-19 booster shots make mockery of equity. Italian alleged mobster linked to Van Goghs is held in Dubai. Brazil city district slipping into sea after river diverted. Hive updates, Afghans waving national flag stage protests in several cities, defying Taliban rule. Afghans protest Taliban in emerging challenge to their rule. Government shelling of North Syria kills 5, mostly children. The Taliban says it will rule under Sharia law. What does that mean? In unequal Brazil, a surfing talent rises from the favela. Ahead of White House meeting, Ukraine's Zelensky expresses frustration with Western allies. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Taliban have not changed, says Biden as U.S. military evacuations reach 7,000, live. COVID live news, Barcelona curfew not justified as infection rates fall, court rules, Japan reports record cases. Police officer keeps job after sharing offensive George Floyd meme. Wildfire sweeps through California mobile home park. Meng Wanzhou, princess of Huawei who became the face of a high-stakes dispute. Coroner in Plymouth gunman case requests review of weapons licensing. Court upholds Texas law banning common abortion method. FTSE 100 slumps after Fed taper warning and virus fears, as it happened. The data proves it. 2020 U.S. election was a remarkable success. The fight to vote. No one comes here anymore. The human cost as COVID wipes out tourism. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Live, Capitol Police investigate suspicious vehicle near Library of Congress, ABC News. Live. 2 dead after shooting at Indiana factory, Sheriff's Office. 3 students shot in drive-by shooting outside high school. Appeals court upholds Texas law to ban abortion procedure. Climate impact of coal sales from U.S. land scrutinized. North Dakota trial for man accused of killing 4 wrapping up. Biden defends policy decisions as Afghanistan, booster shot fallout builds. U.S. troops will stay until all Americans are out of Afghanistan, Biden to ABC News. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Chip shortage, Toyota to cut global production by 40%. Afghanistan evacuations, woman on trip back to Kabul describes fleeing city. Afghanistan, who originally supported Trump's deal with the Taliban? Afghanistan, a woman's story of life under the Taliban in 1999. Afghanistan crisis, Biden says U.S. troops may stay past withdrawal deadline. Belgium stabbing suspect won't be charged over unborn baby's death. Facebook reveals most seen posts are inane questions, not politics. Russia names Gaulless monitor as foreign agent ahead of election. Algeria, the forced fires that led to an artist's lynching. Afghan interpreter begs PM Boris Johnson for pathway to safety. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Grace lashes Mexico, tropical storm Henri will strengthen as it nears East Coast. As Mexican drug cartels cut in on avocado sales by extorting growers, armed locals fight back. 2 dead, 20 missing after severe flooding in North Carolina, tornado warnings issued in New York, latest on Storm Fred. Eviction moratorium complicates rental business. 2-headed turtle spotted off the coast of North Carolina. Back to normal, lessons from a Vermont summer camp on what LGBTQ teens need this year. Storm tracker, at least 35 missing after Fred sweeps North Carolina, Hurricane Grace forms as Henri eyes New England. Showbiz minute, R. Kelly, Hunt, Johansson. Film Carterland explores Jimmy Carter's legacy. AP Top Stories August 19th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Photos, a million acres burned already as California enters peak fire season. Pastor offers exemption letters for COVID vaccination resistors. California faces unprecedented dangers as record heat, dryness combined with fierce winds. Before a 4-year-old boy's killing, authorities wavered on rescuing him. Deadlines loom for California bullet train in its search for new funding. Podcast, The Fire of the Decade, every year. Column, mandate vaccines for all. It's the only way to end our COVID-19 nightmare. The worst thing that happens in the system is a child dying. Talking with LA's DCFS director. California drought dims one family's Eden. Without water, you're nothing. Wayne Hughes, self-storage titan and USC mega donor, dead at 87. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, August 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Former Afghan footballer dies in landing gear of U.S. plane trying to flee Kabul. Several reported killed as Taliban shoot at crowds waving Afghan flag. Climate change will disrupt supply chains much more than COVID. 3 sniffer dogs serving in Afghanistan among those evacuated by India. Afghanistan's Central Asian neighbors panic, reject refugees. Several killed in flag-waving protests against Taliban in Afghanistan. Some members of Afghanistan's all-girls robotics team flee the country. Afghan prisoners, ISIS, Al-Qaeda fighters freed by Taliban. Israeli scientists use cancer patients' own cells in 3D printed tumors to test treatments. Former Afghan women's captain tells players to burn kits, delete photos. Korea to grant legal status to animals to tackle abuse, abandonment. Taliban will not be able to access most Afghan central bank assets. Afghan VP Saleh claims presidency, vows fight on Taliban. The next headlines are from Forbes. Capitol Police investigate active bomb threat, multiple offices evacuated. FAA fines against disruptive airline passengers tops $1 million mark. Startup Energix has plans to revolutionize lithium production. Exploring Pinot Noir from California's finest vineyards with winemaker Greg Stock. Kate Mulgrew returns to space and plays a family matriarch in new projects. The WNBA strike the deal to become the first women's professional league on buzzer. 3 more Florida school districts impose mask mandate after state sanctions 2 for doing so. 5 signs that the stock market is rolling over. Biden denies that top advisors warned him against Afghanistan withdrawal. Deanna Grams of TuneIn promoted to Chief People Officer. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Delta's rise is fueled by rampant spread from people who feel fine. COVID vaccines protect against Delta, but their effectiveness wanes. Chronically lonely flies overeat and lose sleep. Daily briefing, where biodiversity is flourishing. Health researchers report funder pressure to suppress results. Decades-old SARS virus infection triggers potent response to COVID vaccines. Ghost hyperbolic surface polaritons in volcanisotropic crystals. How to design an icosahedral quasicrystal through directional bonding. What's the icy Zulu for dinosaur? How science neglected African languages. What's the mystery source of 2 potent greenhouse gases? The trail leads to Asia. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,725,930,676 humans. Worldometers.info, says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Fox News requires employees to report vaccination status, wear masks and social distance if they're not vaxxed. Fine, maybe Emily in Paris deserved that Emmy nomination, or did it? Inside Hollywood showrunner apprenticeship problem. Paolo Sorrentino's The Hand of God teases a look at Diego Maradona-inspired film. Battered but not broken, movie theaters anxiously hold out hope for late box office rebound. MSI laptop aims to set gold standard for design-savvy content creators. Disney and Starz reach settlement over Star Plus brand name use in Latin America. Emmy predictions, directing for a documentary or non-fiction program, directing raised down to HBO v Netflix. Sonny Chiba, martial arts legend and Kill Bill actor, dies at 82 of COVID complications. Emmy predictions, guest actor in a drama series, can Don Cheadle's 3 minutes of screen time beat Charles Dance? The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Teachers in Washington state must get vaccinated, or they could be fired. Police investigate a bomb threat near U.S. Capitol. Aid workers on the front line in Haiti find washed-out roads, and some signs of hope. Deputies knocked a woman unconscious and then lied about it, a federal lawsuit says. A federal judge has thrown out approvals for a major oil project in Alaska. A North Carolina principal rethinks the classroom and brings students outdoors. Taliban mark Afghanistan's Independence Day as challenges to their rule rise. They cannot afford Haiti fatigue, so they rally as another disaster hits. The future of the Afghan girls' robotics team is precarious. At a local hospital in Haiti's hard-hit southwest, the injured continue to arrive. The following headlines are from The Week. Lawmakers condemn GOP Rep. Mo Brooks for appearing to sympathize with Capitol Hill bomb threat suspect. Facebook didn't block Capitol Hill bomb threat suspect's account until after he live-streamed for hours. Capitol Hill bomb threat suspect now in police custody. 2 more vaccinated senators test positive for COVID-19. Biden administration endorses end to enhanced unemployment benefits. What Biden shares with Bush. FTC tries to break up Facebook a second time in new antitrust lawsuit. Facebook's VR conference room is the most boring possible future. Will plastic barriers help control COVID in classrooms and offices? Research says probably not. Sonny Chiba, Kill Bill star and a true action legend dies from COVID-19 complications. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Report, oil companies are burning off natural gas and leaving regulators in the dark. New book of poems and essays is a posthumous love letter to the Texas Hill Country. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronomy Jargon 101, Spectrum. Ingenuity's Flight 12 was a tricky one, flying over hazardous terrain. Greenhouses probably won't work on Mars because of cosmic radiation, even the plants will have to live underground. Musk says that refueling Starship for lunar landings will take 8 launches, maybe 4. You can tell how big a black hole is by how it eats. Ingenuity sees perseverance from above. Astronomy Jargon 101, Luminosity. 2024 Artemis landings could slip because of a lack of spacesuits. Musk offers to develop them. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, August 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Blue Moon, Saturn, Jupiter August 19th to 22. predicting solar storms to protect Earth. Jupiter at opposition August 19th to 20th, now at its best. 2021's closest planetary conjunction is August 19th. Capricornus, here's your constellation. The next news is from Politico. Just watching with horror, a photographer in Afghanistan on the eve of collapse. London lost millionaire bankers to continent ahead of Brexit. G7 foreign ministers to hold virtual meeting on Afghanistan. Pope urges world to get vaccinated against coronavirus. GOP governors embrace COVID cocktails over masks as cases surge. Harris uses convening power to expand her political network. Court orders Biden administration to redo legally flawed reviews of Conoco Alaska oil project. Trump team polls Purdue versus Kemp Georgia showdown. Opinion Biden campaigned as a truth teller, Afghanistan undermined his credibility. Afghan refugee debate fractures GOP. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. NRL 2021 live updates, ladder leading storm chase history on Gold Coast. Movement levels in Victoria reach highest in lockdown. Poor choice of words, Yaron Weimar apologizes to Jewish community. Why our COVID ambition must remain close to 0 cases, even as we climb to high vaccination. The following does not have enough drinking water for booming population. Deviating from the national plan, National Cabinet row over 0 cases. Sydney commuter numbers on the rise despite pleas to stay at home. As it happened, Pfizer vaccine becomes widely available for 16-39-year-olds at NSW records 681 new local COVID-19 cases, 1 death. Called to put pedal to the metal on QLD's Indigenous vaccination rate. Magical window, vaccine hub to ramp up amid multicultural messaging push. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Where should I retire? I love cool weather and the outdoors to hike but cannot afford to stay in Oakland. Where should I retire in the western U.S.? Living with climate change, think you're fully insured against hurricane damage? Here's what you might be missing. Market snapshot, Dow futures drop over 300 points as selling gathers pace after Fed minutes. Kelley Blue Book, the 10 best cars for beach lovers. NerdWallet, oops, did you save too much for retirement? NerdWallet, the worst ways to raise cash in a pinch. Europe markets, European stocks skid after Fed minutes, with miners tumbling. What's worth streaming, what's new on Hulu in September 2021, and what's leaving? MarketWatch first take, Nvidia's ARM acquisition is stalled, and there's a deadline with more than $1 billion at stake. Dispatches from a pandemic, when I go to the playground, my older son loves to try to interact with kids, and he doesn't really know how. The next headlines are from Quartz. Don't pity the women of Afghanistan, support them. Frozen Afghan assets, Tesla AI Day, Milky Way splinter. Amazon shows about Hong Kong expats couldn't come at a worse time. The U.S. government's plan to offer COVID-19 booster shots could worsen global vaccine inequality. The Modi government's policies can make India the next Silicon Valley, or the next China. Crypto is now driving half of Robinhood's revenue. Chromebooks. Afghanistan has 22 tons of gold in a New York vault. The Taliban cannot touch it. China's business operations in Africa may have a human rights problem. A new bill from Nigeria's tech regulator is alarming startup founders. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Video games, once demonized, now regularly utilized for positive health benefits. Content moderation case study, Boing Boing begins disemvoweling the trolls, 2007. Judge says voting machine company can continue to sue Trump's buddies over bogus election fraud claims. There's a growing backlash against technicians' infamous secrecy. Why now? Appeals court says Iowa's ag law is about 50% constitutional. Daily Deal, the 2021 Learn to Code with React bundle. Devin Nunes' deposition goes off the rails, as he keeps suing, and actually gets a minor victory in one suit. California regulators say T-Mobile E2 gains Sprint merger approval. Court orders injunction against ROM Universe to permanently shut down, destroy Nintendo ROMs. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kobe Bryant. Dua Lipa. Soldier Field. Hurricane Grace. Ric Flair. Pokémon Legends Arceus. Robert Redford. R. Kelly. Jack Morris. 9 Perfect Strangers. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. This is the woke way. Kickstarter hires comics creator liaison, who is accused of mass blocking comic creators on Twitter. Banned for hating Russia, politicians from pro-Putin party suggest prohibiting Russophobes and Nazis from entering the country. Welsh government blasted over catastrophic record NHS waiting lists as COVID pandemic exacerbates delays to hospital treatment. If you don't like it, don't follow it. Female footballers in gender pay and equality row after U15's boys team thrash adult women. Alleged poisoning of opposition figure Navalny was provocation aimed at discrediting Russia in eyes of world, Moscow claims. Washington Post accused of providing PR to Taliban after arguing group incites less violence than Trump on Twitter. Protests against the Taliban spread to Kabul, as people march along the streets with Afghan flags. Active bomb threat investigation, buildings on Capitol Hill told to evacuate over suspicious vehicle, Hive. UK Foreign Minister accused of dereliction of duty after not making urgent call to help airlift Afghan translators, reports. Nature Boy doesn't ride trains. 72-year wrestling icon Ric Flair denies he gave woman oral sex in transit as sordid snap circulates. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. University in Connecticut to fine, block internet access to unvaxxed students. Capitol Hill evacuated amid active bomb threat near Library of Congress. Industrial metals plunge accelerates amid global growth scare. Stocks panic bid back to unchanged after ugly overnight session. Hezbollah leader warns U.S. and Israel not to interfere with Iranian fuel tanker bound for Lebanon. Landmark study proves COVID vaccines much less effective than advertised. Rabobank, does the Fed have the intelligence to prevent a collapse? This is not a taper tantrum, Nomura warns of lurking Delta 1 collapse as Gamma unclenches. Fed monetary policy hides risk, nothing more. Total number of Americans on the dole drops below 12 million for first time since COVID crisis. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Sole surviving Khmer Rouge leader denies role in genocide. UK foreign chief faces calls to quit over Afghanistan decision. Unease over COVID, Fed tapering and China's economy grips markets. In pictures, Muslims worldwide mark Ashura. Will cryptocurrencies run traditional banks out of business? Taliban takeover a trigger for child refugees in Greece. The land we came from, the southern Appalachian Mountains. Afghans display national flag as they mark Independence Day. What will happen to Afghanistan's economy under Taliban rule? The Greek wildfires, what went wrong and what can be fixed? The next headlines are from Breitbart. WAPO's Ignatius, White House shell shocked by defeat in Afghanistan. Joe Biden claims no one's being killed right now in Kabul despite reports of 12 deaths. Inflation hits highest since 1974 in Philly. Fed manufacturing survey as growth unexpectedly slows. Report claims multiple fatalities after Taliban open fire at Afghan independence rally. Bukhari, why the Taliban can lecture America on free speech. Hezbollah terror chief taunts U.S. as sanction-busting tanker sails for Lebanon. UK to implement China-style facial recognition surveillance system. Trump, I realized I had hired a loser in Mark Milley. Biden's Education Department to target governors for civil rights violations for banning school mask mandates. Planned Parenthood sues Montana to strike down cruel pro-life laws. The next headlines are from UPI News. Number switch earns Maryland man his second major lottery prize. Watch, escaped Cayman recaptured after hiding in Taiwan sewer. Long-lost Canaletto painting found hanging in English home. Walrus on Irish coast to get a floating couch after sinking boats. Watch, giant rubber duck's presence in Maine harbor a mystery. Watch, alligator wanders into Florida yard, becomes stuck in lacrosse net. Watch, 19-year-old pilot attempts to circle globe for world record. Watch, authorities tracking loose wallaby or kangaroo in Pennsylvania. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Famous volcano Mount Etna has grown 100 feet higher since February 2021. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Mom's zoo pic is adorably photobombed by stingray with remarkable resemblance to her daughter. Black cat's meows led rescuers to 83-year-old owner after she fell into ravine. After collecting over 8,000 titles, woman fulfills dream of opening a bookstore while recovering from diagnosis. Company turns her loved one's ashes into elegant stones. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, August 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Snake shocks Sydney shoppers by slithering along supermarket spice shelf. Idiot thieves smash their way into cashless bar. A British 4chaner went to Kabul for lulz, now he's stuck there. Fire department called to body in the river finds man alive relaxing. Kabul skydiving club, outrageous t-shirt sold mocking Afghans falling to death at Kabul airport. Dennis Villeneuve says watching Dune on a TV is like driving a speedboat in your bathtub. Coffee shop in UK forces customers to walk through 15,000 discarded cups to use another disposable cup, or get served at the door if they bring their own reusable cup. Soccer-loving Pope Francis gets a new toy, a foosball table. See you soon idiots, NC man puts giant skeleton in yard to encourage vaccinations. Shrinkflation hits more and more grocery products. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Wait, how is blockchain tech meant to help create self-driving cars? Protect your documents, files with this flash drive accessible only with your fingerprint. Take to the skies with this nifty 4K HD ready drone quadcopter, now almost 25% off. Why we should not use blue hydrogen as fuel. MIT's new machine learning tool makes laser cutting safer. Hell yes, I want to own a life-size Lego Toyota Supra that goes 28 mph. The best gear and gadgets for travelers, 2021. Citizen Lab accuses Apple of censorship in product engravings. Paint looks different in Windows 11, but not enough to make fans mad. Netflix is rolling out spatial audio, here's why that's great news for iOS users. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Increased snowfall will offset sea level rise from melting at Arctic ice sheet. Study of tyrannosaur brain cases shows more variation than previously thought. Measuring electric current in soil could provide answers on soil health. Too much time on a computer, watching TV or other sedentary activities raises stroke risk. Experts urge caution, increased education about opioid use for people with heart disease. Attractiveness pays off at work, but there's a trick to level the playing field. Humans managed shellfish and their predators for millennia. Immigrants to Canada may have lower rate of stroke than long-term residents. No significant benefit of convalescent plasma for COVID-19 outpatients with early symptoms, study shows. Cooperation under pressure, lessons from the COVID-19 swab crisis. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, August 19th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA spacewalk briefing to highlight new solar array installation. La NASA busca propostas tecnológicas de estudiantes para lanzamientos suborbitales. NASA seeks student tech ideas for suborbital launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. It's still raining, but the smoke isn't going away anytime soon. Latest from Mormon land, new battle erupts over Minerva Teichert's paintings, and a shout out to the miracle COVID vaccine. Ross Chambliss, when the Great Salt Lake we know is gone, what shall we name it? The Vail and Santa Clara volcanoes are 10 minutes apart. Here's how to hike them. History packets for Utah high schoolers pulled for claiming most slaves were generally treated kindly. Luis Miranda, time to check our receipts on Afghanistan. Letter, leave, fine, Senator Dan McKay's cruel Twitter feed is indicative of the place Utah has become. Letter, why be so selfish? Letter, from car safety to the pandemic, it's clear people aren't doing the responsible thing. Gordon Monson, Kalani Sitake and Kyle Whittingham are lying about their quarterback situations. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Intel previews its Alder Lake chip, promises hybrid CPUs for desktops and laptops. Nvidia admits acquisition of British chip designer ARM may take longer than 18 months. Scientists grew stem cell mini brains that developed rudimentary eyes. Apple's device surveillance plan is a threat to user privacy and press freedom. COVID-19 vaccines may trigger superimmunity in people who had SARS long ago. Amazon killed the name Alexa. Apple is preparing to begin construction activities at its North San Jose office with a portion devoted to affordable housing. TSMC overtakes Tencent to become Asia's most valuable company. Google's Fuchsia OS is rolling out widely to first-gen Nest hubs. 3 former Netflix software engineers charged with insider trading by SEC. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Police investigating report of explosive in truck outside Library of Congress. Masks are back, stores revise COVID-19 policies. Winner of St. Jude Dream Home announced. Missouri State Representative's husband dies after battle with COVID. Muddit working to fix bridge expansion joint on page over 270. Metropolitan Pandemic Task Force data hasn't been this high since January. Expect a mix of clouds and sun Thursday with high temps in upper 80s. Police search for pickup truck driver who led them on B-State chase. St. Louis County Council members question $2 million COVID-19 PR campaign with outside firm. Downtown St. Louis businesses call for action after double shooting. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. U.S. jobless claims hit a pandemic low as hiring strengthens. San Isidro Health to provide COVID vaccines for Southwestern college students. Afghan refugees who settled in East County draw community support. Super Lotto Plus ticket with 5 numbers sold in Chula Vista. Authorities investigating suspicious death near trolley station. 600-acre East County solar project wins county approval, residents object. Group funding education in Afghanistan cautiously optimistic amid Taliban takeover. County residents with compromised immune systems can get COVID booster shot. Ramona Unified Ways opt-out form for students on indoor mask requirement. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. military is now seeking a ground effect craft. Ukraine anniversary parade to unveil new generation of military hardware. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Does common prosperity mean the end of capitalism in China? Soul searching in Taiwan after Afghan fiasco, but is it just immature bedwetting? Burning the British mission in Beijing. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Active bomb threat investigation near Capitol. BART San Francisco line resumes after delay. San Jose mayor proposes vaccine mandate to attend events in city venues. How the Krone 4 studio was transformed to host the governor recall debate. Amtrak to resume Coast Starlight line after repairing wildfire damage. New Jeopardy! Host apologizes for past sexist comments made on his podcast. Roe, baby, Scarlett Johansson, Colin just welcome baby boy. Knife-wielding man chases couple in San Francisco. Calder fire in El Dorado County burns more than 62,000 acres, 0% contained. Cheerleader says she was kicked off team over TikTok videos. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Police probing report of explosive in truck near Capitol. Grains lower, livestock mixed. Dozens of homes burn as California wildfire siege continues. Under Delta, supply chain strains, Toyota slashes production. Austrian med student trying to make giant roster. Schaumburg to host community blood drive August 24th. Illinois records most deaths in a day since May, breakthrough cases a quarter of week's deaths. Arkush, Bears are in a potential world of hurt if they don't get offensive line in order. Better, WGN leads the cheers as sports legend Jack Rosenberg gets his way. Constable, new app sets sexual boundaries before a first date. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclone Henri 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 34,582. Green alert for tropical cyclone Linda 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 1621, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Orange alert for tropical cyclone Grace 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 2.306 million. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, August 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Police investigating report of possible explosive in truck near Library of Congress, live. 13 investigates dozens of Houston area campuses without a school nurse. Governor Abbott's office says there's no loophole after Texas City ISD adds masks to dress code. HPD finds several hundred stolen catalytic converters while working theft call in Northeast Houston. Here are the stories you're watching on abc13.com. Hurricane Grace makes landfall near Tulum, Mexico. Another round of thunderstorms Thursday. Facebook wants companies to ditch Zoom, hold meetings in virtual reality. Today, get your questions answered about hurricane preparedness. Giant rubber duck suddenly appears in Maine Harbor, an unsolved mystery loved by locals. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Analysis, twin tragedies, and the strings that pull them. New Hampshire hermit secures housing for winter. Merkel ally, U.S. responsible for Afghanistan situation now. Europeans express grave concern over IAEA report on Iran. The latest, Biden, First Lady will get COVID-19 booster shot. Landlords look for an exit amid federal eviction moratorium. Stocks mostly lower as commodity prices fall, Macy's climbs. Stocks open lower on Wall Street, extending week's losses. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Hasty took heat over Cuomo probe, how did he walk away unscathed? Early edition, was Cats movie actually ahead of its time? Explore historic Soho havens with Grubhub. NYC reports sample supply for COVID vaccine boosters, but are they necessary? Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra extra, let this armor knight lead you on a Zillow house tour. XNY Observer editor who received Trump pardon arrested on new stalking charges. NYC Controller and Mayor's Office clash over pandemic response audit. Staten Island restaurants and businesses sue NYC over unscientific, unlawful vaccine mandate. Janie's Amazing Pie Crust Cookies now have their own little shop on the OS. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Community-based solutions alleviate water shortages in Central America, in pictures. Building water resilience needs a holistic approach. Races on to limit extreme weather on most vulnerable, Gooters. Minorities are key partners in saving planet's biodiversity, UN expert. Afghan female journalist, I may not be alive by the time US can evacuate me. UN launches strategy for digital transformation of peacekeeping. Haiti, earthquake leaves mounting death toll, injuries and extensive damage. COVID-19, funding plea to combat Delta variant, called to suspend booster rollout. Community Inclusion Currencies, Money for the People podcast. Defend trans community rights, Bachelet tells Copenhagen Forum. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Unvaccinated Quinnipiac University students will face weekly fines, lose access to Wi-Fi. Doctor Who did early research on COVID vaccine, this is not a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Pepe Escobar, the new great game in Eurasia has just been reloaded. Haiti earthquake death toll nears 2,000 as tens of thousands of buildings destroyed. Businesses are refusing to enforce France's vaccine passport. DHS secret terror watch list with nearly 2 million people on it exposed online with no password. U.S. freezes $9.4 billion of Afghanistan central bank reserves. Scientists grew stem cell mini brains, then, the brains sort of developed eyes. Boston Dynamics drops new video of 5-foot Atlas humanoid robot effortlessly doing Parker. Scientists are on the edge of a fusion power breakthrough. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. No, 229 Christian missionaries were not sentenced to death in Afghanistan. Did Fauci spend taxpayer dollars on cruel and unnecessary test of vaccine on beagles? Does Oregon allow HS students to graduate without proof of reading, math proficiency? Desperation, pressure for aid increase in Haiti after quake. Taliban militants violently disperse rare Afghan protest. CNN's Clarissa Ward says Kabul colleague nearly pistol-whipped. FBI joins criminal probe in Colorado voting equipment breach. Police caller must pay BLM protesters $4.5K for false report. Did Trump admin get Taliban leader out of Pakistani prison? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Hospitals overwhelmed by another surge of COVID-19 patients, financial strain. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Police responding to active bomb threat near Library of Congress. Biden, I don't think chaos in Afghanistan was a failure. Harry and Meghan hit back at claims they are stoking royal race feud. Cooking in the time of COVID, will we ever return to normal? Dem hawks quietly seethe over Biden's botched Afghanistan withdrawal. 4 accusers speak out about how Broadway star Alice Ripley traumatized her young fans. He threatened to burn his business partner alive, now he's a billionaire. Doreen the Medley had to survive some crap before she could make it nice. Zombie stars are racing across the universe. They're stranded in Afghanistan and even their miracle worker cannot help. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Apple bans political engravings on its devices in China, Hong Kong and Taiwan. WSU coach Nick Rolovich may be forced by state to receive COVID-19 vaccine. Washington Post under fire for suggesting Taliban incite less violence than Trump. Afghan teen who died on U.S. plane ID'd as former national soccer player. Disgusting t-shirt blasted for mocking Afghans falling from plane in Kabul. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Earth's inner core is growing lopsided. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine boosters after 8 months. Sought to extend mask mandate through January 2022. COVID boosters to be advised for many Americans amid surge of Delta variant. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tests positive for COVID-19 as mask debate heats up in Texas and Florida. Doctors fight 2 pandemics, COVID surge and misinformation. White House to recommend COVID vaccine booster shots. Tropical storm Fred makes landfall along Florida coast. Recommendation for COVID-19 vaccine booster shots expected soon. Biden administration to recommend COVID-19 vaccine booster shots. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Former astronaut suggests alien beings are here on Earth. If so, maybe they are waiting for AI self-driving cars to emerge. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. R. Kelly timeline, Chicago upbringing, rapid rise to stardom and years of sexual abuse charges, suits and rumors. Capitol Police respond to bomb threat near Library of Congress. Biden's vows to get COVID vaccine booster shot in September. North Carolina to raise minimum marriage age from 14 to 16 years old. Israel lifts restrictions on gay, bisexual men donating blood. Biden insists no way to get out of Afghanistan without chaos. New Jeopardy host Mike Richards apologizes again, this time for terribly embarrassing podcast. Facebook launches virtual reality app for work from home. Actor Frankie Mossman dies at age 33 in Australia. The following headlines are from military.com. The biggest concern for Navy commanding officers, COVID. South Dakota National Guard chief says donation didn't affect deployment plans. Marines on Okinawa say missing Osprey piece is larger than first reported. Hezbollah says Iranian fuel tanker to sail to Lebanon soon. U.S. forces dig in at Kabul airport as stalemate complicates evacuations. Department of Defense records deadliest week of the coronavirus pandemic, 5 service members lost. Journalist Joe Galloway, chronicler of Vietnam War, dies. Cost of benefits for post-9/11 veterans to double by 2050, new report estimates. Unrealistic timelines made victorious U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan impossible, watchdog finds. Changes from boot camp to shipyards are coming in the wake of the Bonhomme Richard fire. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Funeral begins for slain Chicago police officer Ella French. After 12 years in prison for controversial drug stash house conviction, Dwayne White is finally free. Testimony in R. Kelly's New York racketeering trial to continue Thursday with more from woman who alleges singer abused her after they met in Chicago. Daywatch, school districts on probation for defying Pritzker's mask mandate. Teachers union yet to reach agreement with CPS 10 last-minute Midwest vacations. Boy, 7, shot in East Ukrainian village as he sat in the back seat of his mother's parked vehicle. Column, enforcing Chicago's indoor mask mandate, dunce caps, air horns and back alley seating. He didn't deserve this at all. Friends and family hold balloon release in memory of hip-hop artist Squeak. Officer Yanez thanks supporters. He took my virginity. First witness in R. Kelly trial confronts singer and testifies she had sex with him at 16 after they met at Cook County Courthouse. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Widest coral in the Great Barrier Reef identified. Understanding enzyme evolution paves the way for green chemistry. Sea snake attacks may be misdirected courtship behaviors. Rattlesnake rattles trick human ears. Landslide disaster risk in the Kivu Rift is linked to deforestation and population growth. Researchers discover hidden SARS-CoV-2 gate that opens to allow COVID infection. Microscopic vibrational circular dichroism enables supramolecular chirality mapping. LSU Chemical Engineering unveils new distillation columns. Japan aims to bring back soil samples from Mars moon by 2029. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, August 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The quest for non-hormonal birth control. Scientists once thought personality was set in stone. They were wrong. Homo longi, extinct human species that may replace Neanderthals as our closest relatives found in China. Strange symptoms after heart surgery exposed a teen's secret struggle. Is it time to rethink food coloring? How the first 1,000 days could shape your baby's future. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. On Broadway documentary offers hope for New York theater. Juventus, Inter, Milan lead Serie A contenders. U.S. to erase student debt for those with severe disabilities. Dairy farmers eligible for pandemic-related assistance. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Police probing report of explosive in truck near Capitol Hill. High school sports, why it's important for athletes to get vaccinated. Majid, improved battery life only major reason to upgrade smartphone. COVID economy, California unemployment claims jump, 4th straight week. Could starting rotation full of surprises become SF Giants postseason undoing? Fall 2021 High School Football Preview, West Catholic Athletic League. Will voter turnout sink or save Governor Newsom in recall election? Northern California wildfires exhaust 10,000-strong army fighting them. Map, cache fire evacuation near Clear Lake. If you live in a state with a low vaccination rate, you're 4 times more likely to be hospitalized and more than 5 times more likely to die. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Biden administration cancels another $6 billion in student debt. GOP lawmakers urge ABC to release full video of Biden interview on Afghanistan. House Oversight Republicans call for State Department, Pentagon testimony on Afghanistan fiasco. Schools can mandate COVID-19 shots. Unvaccinated teachers could face liability suits, experts warn. Florida's largest school district flouts Governor Ron DeSantis' mask ban. U.S. Capitol Police investigating possible bomb threat, suspicious truck. IMF to withhold $460 min funds from Afghanistan after Taliban takeover. Afghans Christians, small in number, have gone underground, expert says. Transcendental meditation-based quiet time program sparks Chicago school lawsuit. Restaurants, gyms sue NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio over COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Formaldehyde causes leukemia, according to EPA assessment suppressed by Trump officials. In New York City, retirees brace for switch to privatized healthcare. Josh Gottheimer's rebellion was in trouble from the start. Biden is expanding Trump's war on domestic violent extremism, and it's sweeping up black people. Afghans try to flee U.S., caused crisis. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Polish Olympic javelin thrower auctions her silver medal to help sick infant, gets to keep medal. Mourners arrive to remember slain police officer. High school football preview, number 6 Marist. A familiar story for Jake Arrieta. Things to do in Chicago for theater and dance fans. Things to do in Chicago for music fans. Rolling Stone celebrating Tattoo anniversary with new album, 9 new songs. Bears say QB Justin Fields will play Saturday. Kanye West's Donda listening event heading to Soldier Field. Man charged with murder in Humboldt Park shooting. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Planes, guns, night vision goggles, Taliban's newest made war chest. Paparazzi pictures of your favorite celebrities. Why Google is upset with this feature in Microsoft Windows 11. Afghan footballer dies in fall from plane at Kabul airport. Track legend PT Usha's coach OM Nambiar passes away. Varalakshmi Vratham 2021 date, timings, Puja Vidhanam. Live, U.S. police probing report of explosive near Capitol Hill. In 5 charts, good and bad of India's COVID vaccination drive. Yogi slams shameless supporters of Taliban. Gujarat HC stays certain sections of anti-love jihad law. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Best bets the week of August 19 to 25, 2021. Things to do, read Rainbow in the Dark by Ronnie James Dio. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this summer 2021. Rusty Hardin fires back at Tony Busby. Preview, Reservation Dogs on FX on Hulu. Did Abbott get a COVID booster shot before CDC approval? David Culliel iced it at 18-1 first head coach fired in 2021. Foreign and Moon open storefront. This week's best concerts. The next headlines are about world records making news. YouTuber spent longest time in quietest room in the world, laudable. Viral video, Malaysian duo makes world record for most costume changes in 1 minute, times now. Dua Lipa sets a new Guinness World Record, Daily Pakistan Global. 5 eye-popping stats that define the Tokyo Olympics, including fastest men's 100 freestyle ever, Swimming World magazine. Feeney's Incorporated, game-changing smart goggles help Olympic athletes train for gold, swim. A running grade readies for NYC debut, Kinesibikill headlines Marathon Elites, Sports Illustrated. And new researchers claim 29% efficiency world record for bifacial solar cell, PV Magazine Australia. American cyclist Ashton Lambie shatters 4,000 individual pursuit world record, Sporting News. The Time Ranger SC Vian set world record, for Beatlemania, Santa Clarita Valley Signal. Meet Donna set, a world record holding pole vaulter, CBS Dallas Fort Worth. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Texas is letting Shell, Exxon, and other oil producers break the rules. Facebook's future of work is a VR office with big head avatars. Venomous snake chasing you through the ocean just wants to be friends. Netflix brings spatial audio support to iPhone and iPad. Netflix's other He-Man series has a trailer and Hoo Boy. A dazzling Octavia E. Butler biography explores the sci-fi legend's early life. Could another Spider-Man alum be in Venom? Let there be carnage? Eternal's final trailer sets up the war of a lifetime. Intel details biggest shifts in a generation at Architecture Day 2021. Deviolet's expensive earbuds do exactly one thing extremely well. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Sulaybiya in Kuwait at 115.34 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University WIID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. The Once Doomed Ms. Paint gets its first redesign in over a decade. Genesis' first electric vehicle will be the GV60 SUV, due in 2022. It's time to rethink personal carbon allowances, research suggests. We have our first look at images from Amazon's new Wheel of Time series. Mercedes wins Formula E title, will quit the series at end of 2022. What to know about the U.S. COVID booster plan, and why WHO hates it. Sacklers say they won't pay $4.5 billion settlement if judge rejects immunity deal. Facebook reveals top posts but still won't share key data about disinformation. Samsung says it will stop loading its $1,000 smartphones with ads. Where the sun always shines, putting solar in space. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Infamous Capitol rioter Jenna Ryan pleads guilty after claiming she did nothing wrong. Hurricane Grace lashes Mexico's Caribbean coast. Teen arrested in Sweden after school attack. Foreign nationals and lobbyists for foreign clients spent over $33 million in the 2020 election, study. Mike Lindell providing safe house for Colorado clerk who's wanted for questioning by FBI, report. Conservative Charlie Sykes slams white Christians for rejecting Afghan refugees. Live, Capitol buildings evacuated as police respond to reports of explosive in truck, negotiators sent to engage suspect. U.S. unemployment filings dropped to new post-pandemic low. Ex-National Security Director, Trump said Afghan military won't last 2 days but may Taliban deal anyway. Conservatives believe that herd immunity will protect them gets a reality check from former RNC spokesperson. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Defund the police was a rallying cry in 2020. Minneapolis is about to vote on what that means. Biden faces mounting pressure to yank Line 3 oil pipeline permits. Tennis star Naomi Osaka pledges winnings to Haitian earthquake relief. Unchecked climate change will make life hellish for outdoor workers. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Twisted and cerebral, Jonas Salk is after the sun depicts life in late capitalism, the Seattle Times. Big Brains Podcast, The Secret Nazi Past and Billionaire Future of U.S. Space Innovation, Chicago News. Eavesdropping on the Sky, The Backstory of Meerkat and Ska, Rhodes University. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Psilocybin could repair neural connections, mental health today. NerveGen Pharma provides an operational update on its ongoing Phase 1 clinical trial and reports second quarter 2021 results, StreetInsider.com. Aptnix, APTX, gains 4.33% to close at $2.41 on August 18. Equities.com. Stress hormones affect brain plasticity via distinct mechanisms, BioWorld Online. Disruptions to brain's thermostat may underpin autism traits, Spectrum. Poor diet and lack of exercise could increase dementia risk, Health Europa, Health Europa. Recurrent dynamics in the cerebral cortex, integration of sensory evidence with stored knowledge, pnas.org. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. People's lifespans may increase in the future. Why do they desire longer lives? The Swaddle. Men feel better about aging than women, study shows, inverse. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, August 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Help expose the UFO nukes link. Former ICBM launch officer Bob Salas coffined me effort. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.